Diabetes. Hey! So, another look back in time. King of the Ring, 1994. JML.
Charlie Marone.
Back at it again. We are at 316 subscribers. What? 316 subscribers. What?
I'll cheers with the broken skull to that later.
Thank you so much for all of the support. We appreciate it very, very much. Usually, you guys would have a Dynamite recap, but we are going to reinvent the wheel here. Charlie, what are we doing?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, we're going to drop back in time episodes where we go back to, well, now we'll be continuing on to Survivor Series 1994.
SummerSlam.
No, I'm saying for the next drop. These both dropped today.
Yes.
Next Tuesday, we'll be dropping Survivor Series 1994. And next Thursday, we'll be dropping Royal Rumble 95. Unless you guys make comments in the comment box below. We would love that. We are giving you guys the opportunity to change the course of this podcast. So Tuesday and Thursday, we will be dropping one episode each of Back in Time. And then Saturday mornings, we're going to be dropping a week in review type show where we go over what happened on Raw, SmackDown, and AEW.
Yeah. So the recap is highlights, lowlights, and everything in between.
Any breaking news that happens throughout the week.
It's way too difficult to do straight recap shows, and too many podcasts and vlogs do straight recap shows or post shows. I think this is a format change for the better. And I'll be honest with you, I think we'll enjoy it more, and the audience will enjoy it more because they'll see that we enjoy it more. It's very tough to sit through 3 hours of Raw and 2 hours of Dynamite and then have to go talk about it a day after. So once we get all of that and we can kind of carve up a Saturday show with the best of and the worst of into one condensed show, I think the better off this show is going to be, and for you guys, the audience. With that being said, King of the Ring, 1994 is the reason why we're here. It is the reason why Charlie's a wrestling fan. I don't know. I'm just making that up. I'm just going to shoot from the hip. 1994, King of the Ring, Baltimore, Maryland, Baltimore Arena. Opens with the Gorilla Monsoon introducing. Who did he introduce?
Art. What was his name?
Well, he introduced him as Art O'Donnell, first of all.
Oh, boy.
His name is Art Donovan. NFL Hall of Famer. Who no one outside of Baltimore, Maryland knew. Because by the time this pay-per-view in 1994 aired, I believe Mr. Donovan was in his 60s. So it wasn't like WWE brought out Peyton Manning to do commentary during his prime. This was a defensive player in an era of the NFL where the sport of football wasn't that popular. Baseball was king. And then the fans that did know who he was were in the arena. I digress. We'll talk a lot about Art Donovan. He is clearly the star of the night. Hold on 1 second here. Anything you want to say, Charles?
He was just a horrible announcer. He didn't know anything about who the wrestlers were. He didn't know why they were doing certain things at certain times. He thought a referee was stealing the title at one point. Yeah, it was a bad choice by Vince or whoever decided to put him in on this. He had no place in the commentary booth.
Yeah. I'm not sure what was going on, but the first match of the evening was actually a good opener. So WWE always delivers on pretty good openers in this era. And we have Razor Ramon with Bam Bam Bigelow. Opening match. Charlie, what'd you think of this opener?
Did you notice in the promo where they were backstage, IRS said Razor Ramon is making it to the next round?
No.
He's like, first I'm going to go through so-and-so, then I'm going to get through Razor Ramon. So, yeah, there was your little spoiler. It was a Bam Bam match. It was cookie cutter. Razor made it through to the next round.
There was something that Art Donovan said during this match, and he says a lot of things throughout the night that are hysterical. Oh yeah, with Razor the torture rack on Bigelow's shoulders, Art asks, "What's he gonna do? Throw him out of the ring?"
Wow.
He then notices that is the guy I picked to win, Razor.
Yeah, he said that a lot throughout the night.
He said, "I don't have any money, Randy. They didn't pay well in the NFL."
Oh, jeez.
Oh my god. And then when they were both like basically doing the 10 count when they're both like passed out, he said, "I thought the poor guy was dead. Now they're both out. What happens now?" This guy clearly never watched wrestling.
Yeah. He had no idea what was going on in half these matches.
And you asked, why was Vince not on commentary? Vince was the kayfabe reason was he had neck surgery. However, this was the steroid trial.
Yeah.
Keeping him out. During this match, how many questions did Art ask? He asked 6 questions at the commentary booth during one single match. This is brought to us by an article from Art O'Donnell, who got his name from this pay-per-view, his writing name from this pay-per-view, who's a member of WrestleCrap. So I'm citing the article because it's a glorious article. I will pin it in the description box. Then we have Mabel.
The most 90s wrestler ever.
Poor IRS.
Yep.
Again, you know
Sorry,
what
go on.
this reminds me of? He was fine in the tag team.
Yeah.
Right? Kind of like Omos. Then Vince like gets enamored with like the big dude and he goes, "Oh, he's got to be a solo star."
Yeah.
And they're not ready for it. Omos is the modern day Mabel.
Mabel actually has achievements. I would stick with. Oh no, Kali does too. Never
mind. There was almost a racial slur said on commentary by Randy Savage. I will not, and it could have been taken as a racial slur. I'm not going to repeat it.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you guys can find it in the article that I'm going to post. Art Donovan asked, "Is this the way he's going to wrestle with his clothes on?"
Wow. Wow. Speaking of Vince being enamored by things, he loved to see fat guys fall off the rope.
Yes.
He absolutely ate that up. Wow.
He ate that up, and those guys eat a lot, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Looking back at this pay-per-view, this wasn't a really good pay-per-view.
It was a tournament. That's all I care.
It was a tournament.
I love the tournament.
It was a means to an end.
It told Owen's story.
Dude. And I said this during our 94 Rumble show. Tatanka was over. Tatanka was over.
Yep.
Why was Lex Luger in that spot that Tatanka deserved?
I couldn't tell you.
And when we review SummerSlam 94, I'm going to go deeper into the Tatanka talk, but...
Which will also drop today.
Yes. Owen, Tatanka, that was a solid match. Tatanka came out aggressive. Like, he attacked Owen before the bell even rung.
Yeah.
Owen obviously is going to get the win here. This tournament was clearly set up for Owen to win. Your thoughts on this match or Tatanka?
I, at the time watching this, liked Tatanka a lot more than I liked Owen. In retrospect, watching it now and seeing the story develop throughout the year, it really did what it had to, this event and this match, putting Owen over. And did Owen hit one of his insecurities in this match?
Yes.
No one hit that better.
No.
No one hits better insecure than Owen Hart.
Then we have a match. 1, 2, 3 Kid, Jeff Jarrett, only gets 4 minutes and 40 seconds. This match,
which screws 1, 2, 3 Kid. That's a no. That shouldn't happen to 1, 2, 3 Kid. He was incredibly over too.
Yes. Now, does this say a lot about the company back then, where the faces were really over as faces, and some of the heels were like really hated as heels because there wasn't a lot of tweeners in this era?
There weren't any tweeners.
Yeah. This match should have gotten more. Both of these guys are Hall of Famers, and for us to only get a 4 minute and 40-second match is a bit of a letdown. Anything else you want to add?
You had the post match with Jeff Jarrett nailing 3 pile drivers.
Yeah.
On 1, 2, 3 Kid.
Yep. This is just to set Owen up to get a win in the next round. Yeah. Really. Then you have in my opinion, the main event match, even though it's the 6th match or 5th match on the card. Diesel versus Bret Hart for the WWF championship. Diesel is the Intercontinental champion. Belt not on the line. HBK is with Diesel as the manager. And Neidhart is the guest manager for Bret. So we see the Hart Foundation reunite. This match went a lot longer than I remembered.
Yeah.
This match went 23 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It definitely labored a bit in parts. This is like by far Diesel's longest match he's ever had. Ever. Any incarnation of Kevin Nash in his career, this is probably the longest match he's ever had.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm saying up until this point.
Oh, okay. I was going to say after it.
I think he did admirable for this match being so long. And it's a testament to how well Bret is as a putting together a match.
He could go with guys no matter the size.
No matter the size. And it's believable. Bret throws great working punches. He's probably top 5 of all time in that. And as much as we make fun of Kevin Nash, he wasn't all that bad in the ring.
No.
Big men are going to be slow or they're going to look slow. But everything that he did that was methodical, there was something behind it. And it looked like it hurt. Like there was... It was planned out. It was methodical. Everything meant something. And I just love the dynamic of HBK being the manager of Diesel.
Yes.
It just was phenomenal, in my opinion. And I wish we would have got more of that. But we didn't. What was your thoughts overall this match?
These two did what they had to get across a good WWF championship. Wow. Switching from watching modern day to back in the day. WWF championship match. Nash, when he got Irish whipped, he'd run full force for a big guy. He didn't hit any power bombs in this match, did he?
No.
Arguably,
Kevin Nash had one of the best sidewalk slams in the business.
Yes. Definitely.
And his big boot was one of the better big boots.
Yeah, forget about it.
People go, oh, he's going to tear a quad, and I get it. But this era, Kevin Nash, forget it.
Also, what age was he when he tore his quad?
He was in his 40s.
Yeah, so he went when he was younger.
I mean, at this point in time, let me look it up real quick. So he was born in 59. Let's do math together. So he was 35 at King of the Ring 94.
Okay.
So he's essentially our age.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't old. He wasn't young. He was, he's in between. I think these two men were, the bright spots of the night, in my opinion. To me, it's the best match the entire night. Are
you being a little biased?
Am I being biased? No, I'm being truthful. Okay. I mean, you can disagree with me. It's fine. It's what the show's about. Next match, Razor and IRS. I was sick of seeing these two in the ring. So I kind of because we already saw them at Royal Rumble.
Uh-huh.
I didn't need to see them at another pay-per-view, even, for a tournament. Razor wins. Razor, I don't know. Razor could have been more over than Bret.
Yeah. He was definitely the odds-on favorite to win this one.
I mean, Razor's reaction he was getting was on par with Bret.
Like you said, he could have even been more over.
Yep. So he defeats IRS. Semifinal match. It was a quick match. A lot of these King of the Ring matches, they were really short. I think all of them were pretty much under 10 minutes.
What did they say? First round was 15-minute time limit. Second round was 20-minute time limit. Finals
they didn't
an hour.
They didn't need any time limit.
No.
Then we had Owen Hart, 1-2-3 Kid. We knew where this was going to end up due to the post match. Jarrett beat down on 1-2-3 Kid. This match had no chance, and it's a shame because this is arguably the prime of when you would have wanted to see 1-2-3 Kid and Owen Hart have a 15 to 20 minute match.
Yeah.
And a month later, 1-2-3 Kid and Bret Hart have one of the best matches in the history of Monday Night.
Oh, that was a month after this?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I remember that.
And what I'm thinking about doing for our Patreon will do that match as a exclusive episode.
Okay.
We'll talk about that match. My opinion, it's probably the best match in the history of Raw. It's up there with the Cena Michaels Iron Man.
I was about to say.
Owen Hart wins, sets up the finals, Razor and Owen Hart. Before that, we get, and I totally forgot about this era, the Headshrinkers with Alpha and Captain Lou Albano. Why the hell is Captain Lou? Like, it ruined the Headshrinkers. I mean, they had the belts, but the humanizing of the Headshrinkers, not a good call. They defeated Crush and Yokozuna with Cornette and Fuji. This match went less than 10 minutes. I will say the Headshrinkers ultra athletic for their size.
Fatu making a difference.
Crush, this is not a good performance. Yoko, not a good performance. The Headshrinkers carried this match.
Like you've said in previous episodes, Yoko was gassed within minutes of the match starting.
It's unfortunate because I think this is around the time Crush had some demons, and I think it was starting to show.
Oh, okay.
And I think Crush was pretty much written off of TV.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was only this reincarnation for what? This, and then by the next pay-per-view, he wasn't on it?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, he left WWF in August. So like 2 months later, he's gone, and then he reappeared in '95, and then he got arrested and got released again. So,
oh boy.
And then he came back as Nation Crush.
Yeah.
Then he left, went to WCW. So
wow.
That Crush could have been a lot.
Especially this version of Crush.
Yeah.
I think you could have gotten a lot more out of this version of Crush.
And unfortunately, his demons kind of probably got the best of him as well, and that's why they didn't push him to the moon, because they knew that as well, which is WWF protecting, their brand and their investments. Then we have the finals of the King of the Ring in a under 7-minute match. Owen Hart and Razor Ramon. Why? Why did these matches run so short? Were they afraid that these guys were going to get gas? Owen could have went hours wrestling.
But they probably wanted to put an emphasis on the wear and tear of the guys being in 3 matches in one night and all that.
Well, I guess the surprise here was Neidhart, the Anvil, helping Owen win the match, thus turning heel and turning his back on Bret, which to me doesn't make sense considering he helped Bret. But I guess in kayfabe they explained it where Bret got to keep the title, so then Owen could take the title off of Bret. So it makes sense. There's a little convoluted way of getting there, but it got there.
Yeah.
This is where Owen anoints himself the King of Hearts, and he's no longer the Rocket. And this is where I think King of the Ring meant more than ever, because it basically said you're going to get a shot at the title at SummerSlam. Because we had it this year in '94, and then when Mabel wins in '95, he also got a title shot at SummerSlam.
Not to fast forward too much, but didn't they stop that for a while and then do it again when Brock Lesnar won?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Because Stone Cold wins in '96, and he didn't get a title match until God knows when. So the main event match, two semi-retired wrestlers, Roddy Piper and Jared the King Lawler. This is one of the worst main event matches in the history of WWF.
It was awful. And there was way too much involvement with the kid.
Too much comedy, too much shenanigans. Not, like, if clearly Piper was collecting a paycheck here.
Yeah.
This was a phoned-in performance. He clearly didn't want to wrestle. And I think these two probably had some heat because it seemed like they didn't really want to do business with each other. Or at least Piper didn't really want to do business with Lawler. It would have been fine to have this match if it wasn't the main event match.
Yeah.
This was the go-home match.
You know, in retrospect, I got to apologize. You were probably right saying Diesel versus Bret Hart was the best match on this card.
Yeah. When you have two legends like these guys are, you could have given us more. And it's a shame. This was the era where Piper would pop up every so often and have his one-off appearances. And this was not a good one. This was not a good one. Anything you want to add?
Not really. We've really covered everything that happened at this.
It was very confusing, too, because Lawler was feuding with Bret, but then Bret was feuding with Owen. So it seemed like there was a lot of unresolved things going on as well. There was no reason to have this match. I don't think this sold pay-per-views at all. Any more pay-per-views having this match?
I feel like it was more surrounded around that kid than the two of them.
Yeah. My star of the night, Mr. Art Donovan. Art Donovan is a legend. He made that night comical. He asked
unintentionally
a total of, wait for it. Throughout the night, he asked a total of 73 questions on commentary.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Art Donovan.
Rest in peace, Art Donovan. But you did leave us with this long-lasting legacy at the 1994 King of the Ring, and we're that much better for having watched and listened to it. There's not much more that could be said when we're looking back at 1994. This is clearly the weaker of the three pay-per-views that we have reviewed so far. You can disagree with me, Charlie, or you could agree with me.
No, it didn't tell as much as the other two did, but
the biggest positive is that it's continuing this long-term booking of Owen.
Yes.
And Bret, which is great. And it did tell the story of Diesel as well, his rise, which was a rapid rise up the card.
Yeah.
And showcasing him for a 20-plus minute match with Bret was a great way of doing it. And the disqualification was a great way to have both men still look strong. Again, if you guys want to pick a future pay-per-view,
please comment below.
Comment below.
One person can comment like we were saying off air. One person can comment sold out 97 WCW, and we'll Go watch that and tell you our thoughts on it. All it takes is one comment.
1,000 subscriber giveaway. It's going to be hard to see.
Blurry. There you go.
Seth Rollins 2020 event used relic signed from the 2015 SummerSlam Universal Championship match for the first ever Universal Championship that he lost that match to Finn Balor. 1,000 subscriber giveaway. We'll get there. We do have a 500 subscriber giveaway as well. Let's keep it going. I love the support so far. Again, leave comments down below if you thought this was a great pay-per-view. If you didn't like this pay-per-view, whatever your thoughts are, leave them down below in the comment box. Charlie, JML, as usual, good night and good luck.